Welcome to Pirkei Avos with Yonah. We're on chapter 4, Mishnah 18. Dalad Yidches. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar Omer. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says, Al tiratza es chavercha b'shas kaso. Don't try to calm your friend down when he's angry. Right? When someone's angry and you say, calm down, it's not going to calm them down. I don't think that's ever worked in the history of mankind. Val tenachamenu b'shas shemeso mutal lefonav. And don't try to comfort someone while the dead body of his close relative is in front of him. You have to wait a little bit. You can't just say, oh, it'll be okay. They don't want to hear anything right now. Right? Sometimes you see people go into shiva houses and they just don't know what to say, so they say silly things. If you don't know what to say, the best thing is to just not say anything. Val tishalo b'shas nidro. Don't try to explain to someone how to get out of his vow while he's making the vow. V'al tishtadol liroso b'shas kalkaloso. And don't try to see somebody at a time when bad things are happening to him or when he's being embarrassed. So let's see Rabbi Yonah for a bigger explanation of this. So we said, don't try to calm a person down when he's upset, when he's angry. If you try to calm someone down when he's angry, he's just going to get more angry and he's going to say inappropriate things. Ki Yosef kas al kaso. He'll just get more angry and more angry. You have to wait a little bit. Wait till he has time to cool off, and then you can talk to him. Don't try to comfort him when the dead body is still in front of him. When a person is depressed and you try to comfort him like that, it's going to get him angry. It'll come to say things that aren't good. Now, a neder is something we're actually learning Nadarim in Kola now. We just started 2 days ago. A neder is something a person can take a vow and make certain things forbidden to him, certain things that are permitted. He can take a vow. Let's say that he's never going to eat cheese or something like that, or whatever it might be. Now there are certain ways to get out of a vow, but it has to be a very specific set of circumstances how you can get out of the vow. You can go to a great sage, and the sage can undo the vow for you, but only under specific rules. So when a person is making a vow, don't explain to a person the loopholes, the way, it's not really a loophole, the way that he can get out of the vow. Why? Don't say to him, oh, when you made the vow, did you mean XYZ? Because the reason is very often people would make vows when they got angry. Let's say they got angry at somebody. He says, well, I'm making a vow that you can not benefit from any of my things. Because he was angry. So if you tell the person, he's like, oh, well, did you mean to make a vow even in this case, even in that case? They'll just get him more angry and say, yeah, I meant to make a vow in every case, in that case, in this case, in that case. And it will come to a point where he made the vow in such a way that later on, when he regrets what he did, he's not going to be able to undo the vow. V'nimtza ki yigrom lo ra, and it's going to cause him bad. Don't try to see a person when he is b'shas. Ben Yonah says b'shasha hizik, when he's getting damaged, when he's getting hurt. Or he did something and he's embarrassed. Right? Here, the person's embarrassed by what happened to him. You don't have to go watch him and make him more embarrassed. So we're learning some very important midos here, character traits. Don't try to calm someone down when he's angry. It's a very important thing to do. We have to use our heads when trying to speak to others and trying to comfort others. Okay. Let's do the next Mishnah. Yud Tes 19. Shmuel HaKatan Omer. He said, Bin pol oivecha al tismach. The verse in Proverbs says, at the downfall of your enemies, do not rejoice. Ubi kashlo al yaga libecha. And your heart, you should not be happy when they stumble. Pen yira Hashem v'ra be'enav. Lest Hashem see, and it's evil in his eyes. V'heshiv me'olav apo. And he takes back from him his anger. So, says Rabbi Yonah. Well, first of all, he seems to be just quoting a verse here. And the verse says, don't be happy when your enemy suffers. Ma balash mi'enu. So Rabbi Yonah asks a question. Shmuel HaKatan Bazeh. What is Shmuel HaKatan adding here in this Mishnah? Hello, Pasuk Shalimhu. This is a verse that's said in Proverbs. The book of Proverbs was written probably like maybe over 1,000 years, about 1,000 years before Pirkei Avos. So what is Shmuel HaKatan doing by just quoting a verse. Right? It would be like, you would have a Mishnah that said Hashem is one. Yeah, okay, we know that. It says that in the Torah. The Torah already said that, so why do you have to repeat it? So the same thing here. The book of Proverbs already said that you shouldn't be happy with the downfall of your enemy. So why here is Shmuel HaKatan repeating it in the Mishnah? Shmuel said, so what it means to say here is, so what the Mishnah means to say is that Shmuel HaKatan isn't adding anything new here in this Mishnah, but he's just saying that this was a pasuk that he would constantly repeat to himself. He's stating that this is something that people often make a mistake in. People are often happy when people they don't like, bad things happen to them. And he would constantly repeat this verse to himself, so to remind him of this concept. Even when your enemy is an evil person, you shouldn't be happy in the bad things that happen to him. Only for Hashem. That means to say, even if you're a righteous person, you should not be happy when a wicked person has a downfall. Unless the reason that you're happy is because when the evil person dies, it's an honor for Hashem. Or I shouldn't say dies, when there's a downfall of an evil person, that is an honor for Hashem. So there's two reasons you could have why a person can be happy when an evil person has a downfall. One is because he hates the evil person. He just doesn't like him, so he's very happy. That type of being happy is very bad. Even though he was an evil person, but since you're being happy that you hated him personally and he had a downfall, that's a very bad thing. However, if you're happy because, oh look, there's a person who tried to rebel against Hashem and his efforts were thwarted, and you're happy because of that, that's okay. Now, all the more so, if you're just as bad as this evil person, and you're happy about it, that's worse. Why are you happy? You're just as bad as he is. Therefore it says, the downfall of your enemies, don't rejoice. And this Shmuel HaKatan would say all the time. So even though the verse is from the book of Proverbs, Shmuel HaKatan would constantly say it to himself because it was a difficult thing to do and people often make mistakes. V'yeshagars, and there are those that have the text of the Mishnah a little differently. It says, Penir Hashem v'rabbeinu v'heshiv me'alav apo, charon apo, lo nemar ela apo, m'lamed shemochlin lo al kol avonaisav. So it says that Hashem would turn his face from him, and not the anger of his face. To teach us, ve'ata hishmiyan Shmuel chidush gadol. Now, according to this edition, it's telling us a great chiddush, a great novel idea. Shirotza lomar, ki yira Hashem, shezeh sameach bin pol oivo, v'yimchol ha'oiv v'yakim oso v'hu onish l'sameach. That, according to this edition of the Mishnah, if somebody is happy at his friend's downfall, then Hashem will take the sins away from the evil person and give it to the person who is happy. So that's a very, very scary thing. So again, we're learning here, we learned a lot today. Mishnah 18, we learned not to try to calm someone down when he's angry, wait a little bit, not to try to comfort someone right away when they experience a loss. And we learned that when someone we don't like, when something bad happens to them, you shouldn't be happy, even if that person is wicked. The only time you can be happy is if you're happy because someone who tried to rebel against Hashem was thwarted, and it's more honor for Hashem. But to be happy because you just didn't like the guy is very, very bad. And according to this last text of the Mishnah, his sins could actually go to you. And with that, I wish everyone a great day.